What's up, guys? Stephen Johnson Stocks. Just back from Philadelphia. I was at the conference, of course, in Florida. Those of you who've been following us on Instagram will know all of this. But yeah, good conference. Learned a lot more about how you have to be so obsessive with trading and so obsessive with the amount of work that you put in. Honestly, the people who are successful are literally obsessive. Like watching video lessons, webinars, wherever they go, tracking insane amounts of data, and watching the market constantly for new trends and developments, and that's how you become successful. I've learned that's the key, and that's what I'm doing now. Giving up a lot of drinking, giving up a lot of free time with friends again. This is what I used to do, and this is what I'm doing again. But the first time I did it was to watch endless webinars, endless video lessons to get some sense of what patterns work for me. Now I know what patterns work for me, so it's more some endless watching videos and webinars, but more tracking data, analyzing data, and seeing how I can optimize the strategy that's kind of already working for us. Green 4 weeks in a row now, but I'm not maximizing my potential at all. I should be letting me winners run. I should be finding more profits in my runners. So that's where the data in Excel comes in, that you'll see in a minute. Just a quick shout out. Insurance Casino, you're hanging out with millionaires. What a lucky mother fudger. Right now you're going to make many of your subs motivated to succeed. I'm getting close now. Fell off the horse a few times. Thought I was there. Took me years before I studied, because he's done lots of different things. You're a very inspiring person. I trolled Sykes at first, but you were smart enough to see the potential and you're right off the bat. Yeah, I mean, Sykes has taught me how to trade, and he can trade you too if you click my affiliate link. For those who think that I'm scamming people by just doing this YouTube channel for affiliates, hopefully you can see now that I'm not. I'm actually progressing and making progress trading. But yeah, I went through silver, then the challenge, and it's finally coming good. It took a long time, but I've still got so much to go. Dallas Mia, hey John, I have two questions. What's the most efficient way to study? Just track data, track Excel data, but if you're not sure what patterns to look for, just watch endless video lessons and webinars, analyze your own trade, see why you went wrong, and try and find out where you went wrong. The charts you have printed on your wall, just random. Yeah, I took them down, but I'm going to put some new charts up, and I'm going to put something else up there. No real format to it though, just like Sykes patterns with a catalyst, and then there was more volatile patterns, and then those shorts from Tim Grittani style. That's how it was arranged. Alice, Laura, you're truly amazing. I saw how you were down 4K, but you still work your ass off grinding every day. Most would have quit by now. Really wish you the best on your journey. Yeah, I mean, I was down 4K, but the thing is, you can paper trade. You can lose what's relative to you. I could lose like 500, 600 bucks a week. I didn't mind because I was losing, so it wasn't a big deal for me. And now it's like kind of coming good, and I'm not losing anymore. And where will I be in the next 30 years? So thanks for watching, everyone. Keep on living the dream, and I'll see you at the end. This is coming from a coffee shop. just landed. But for this month, I mean, it looks good. Winning 89% of the time, roughly. Won 8 trades, lost 1. And I've only won 47 bucks. Part of that is due to position size. Part of that is to do with just taking gains away too quick. I really need to let winners run more, and I really need to let losses cut losses, which I have been doing recently. But yeah, I'm in ERDL, I think, over the weekend, and I'm worried about that one because it's like missed me entry, so I was like, oh, I just missed it, and it would have been a profitable trade, but I forgot to cancel the order. Now I'm like 20 bucks down, and I'm thinking, well, this doesn't work. So if you're 20 bucks down and you've spent all 3 weeks being 50 bucks up, this is ridiculous. So I've got to figure out how to let winners run. Don't let these numbers deceive you. But I mean, it is more positive than anything I've ever had before, and I am doing better than I've ever done before. I just need to learn to cut losses tighter and let winners run a bit more. And this is where a lot of these this data comes in that I've been tracking, and then I'm just kind of putting it together. So just stuff like when a stock has its first gap down day, which is overextended, how often does it stay red, and how many times will it flip and end up green on the day? And 75% of the time, an overextended stock that gaps down from my data will finish red. So that's good confirmation for us to really size in more, because these are the profitable types. And for the stocks that do end up red on the day, how much do they spike before they give in and go red? And more than half the time, 56% of the time, it'll not go more than 5%. So if it goes more than 5%, I'll just cut it. So really interesting stuff, and it's just a case for me of And yeah, when it goes red, how red does it go, and how much can I take profit wise? And I'm tracking this data. I'm pulling out all the graphs. I've been here for a few hours putting it together. I will not give the Excel away because it's been hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work, and it's just not something I can give away for free. But here's some highlights. IFY is a bit of a scarier short because, I mean, it's had this breakout from the ones out of this. You can see there's somewhere topped, and then it's broke out here on big volume, by the way. But there's a couple of indicators here that I watch out for. So one, on this big green day here, I mean, one, it's up 4 green days, so it has to come back down. But the more important thing is when you see it's at 2 million shares traded compared to this, like 500,000, it's like it's traded 4 times its volume. And normally that's what we call like the blow off top, where it's all of the early shorts have been squeezed. And that was the indicator for me that it was going to be soon over the blow off top volume. And the other thing was, if you look closely, here it doesn't open red. It doesn't open red at all. There's no bottom wick. There's no bottom wick. There's a little bottom wick. There's a little bottom wick. But I was seeing that, I mean, one, there was less volume than the day before. And two, it was opening more red than it ever has on any of these other days, which said to me that this is going to fail. So when it was opening red here and it wasn't bouncing, because normally it'll run red-green, but it wasn't bouncing, I was like, nah, fuck this, I'm getting in it. So I was in around 144 and I wrote it down to the 130s, maybe, can't remember exactly, but like the 130s, and I think it was like kind of starting to double. I was worried about a double bottom here, so I cut it around 135, I think. And yeah, and it went down to the 120s, and again, same old story. Had I have just held it a bit longer, I would have been down to the 113. So to rate it from the 145s to the 110s, 30 cents a share, 30%. It's a lot of money on the downside. I had the perfect entry. I just left the exit a little bit long. Short, whatever. You know what I mean. This is NXTD, and I was watching this when I was at the conference. We can see this 6 million volume day when it topped out back in July in the 280s. So everyone's watching it again in the 280s to think, will it top out? Because if it does top out, it's probably like Pan's history repeats itself. It's probably going to come right back down. And everyone was watching this 280s level, and sure enough, this was the day before. It hit the 280s, it tested, and it just massively panicked. Loads of stop losses got took out. And then I was a bit eager shorting here in the 255s, very small starter position, averaged up again in the 65s, and then the 70s, and then I was going to cut it basically on high of day because I was like, I'm not staying in this if it's going to go like green on the day. But it didn't, it held red and came back down, and I mean, it's a good short to hold because you know that, as I say, history is going to repeat itself. It's going to fall off a cliff again when it doesn't break that key level. And it did. It took a couple of days, but now it's in the 220s, and had I have held, and I wish I did hold, it would have been a good 20-30% profit booked. And I was just looking at screeners. I was looking at me pre-market screener, and this popped up. So it had volume. It was a top percent gainer. That's it. People are like, how do you find the stocks? I'm like, it's a top percent gainer. But with this one, history of failed spike. So November 2017, failed spike, failed spike, failed spike, failed spike, failed spike. These not so much, but these ones massively failed spikes. And look, what a coincidence. They all fail in the 44s. Okay, so I mean, I can draw a line for you guys just to make it clearer. Every spike fails at the 44s. So clearly there's like warrants being exercised. There's a reason for this. And when I saw this kind of parabolic, I was like, one, it has to pull back. Two, it fails every time at 44. And three, it's got a history of failed spikes. So I was desperate to short this, and I knew that everyone else would be shorted as well. I just couldn't get a fill fast enough. Like I was trying to put my order in as fast as I could because this was a dead cert for me. And I got short at 40. I was desperate to be short in the 42s, 43s, but I got short at 40 and I didn't get a proper fill because it was coming down so fast. And it was a 2-minute trade. You can see it was up for 4 minutes and then back down for 4 minutes. Up 10% in 4 minutes, down 10% in 4 minutes. And I got scared out a little bit. I covered at 35, but I really shouldn't have covered at 35 because it went down to the 30s. And I was just so disappointed because it was a textbook setup short into a parabolic play. It was like a Tim Grittani play. I was pleased that I was quick enough to spot it and react quickly. but I was disappointed that I didn't take more advantage of it. But I'm new to shortened spikes. It's pretty scary, but not when you can see that much resistance, not when you can see that it's pushed that far up without any kind of pullback. It's due a pullback. It's got resistance at 44. It's difficult to lose, really. I mean, even if you're short at 40 and then it starts to pop up, you just cover. I mean, so you've got, if you lose a couple of cents on the upside, or you can make potentially 10-12% on the 12 cents on the downside. I mean, it's a no-brainer. What's up, Elreed? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being loyal fans. As normal, I like to play out with a song to summarize my thoughts. Now, of course, come off the back of 4 green weeks. And am I going to brag about 4 green weeks? Nah. Because there's one thing that I realized is that, well, I've got 4 green weeks, I made 50 bucks, I can lose that in one trade and one mistake. So there's obviously something flawed with me planning. It's adept that I'm playing the song Leader of Men, because I can talk about leading men. I can talk about saying, yes, we will not fail, live the dream. We're going to be in it till the end. But when I was at the conference, I left a bit sad on a somber note, because I was like, Roland, Brittany, God, Sykes, they are fucking obsessive about what they do, to the point where there's nothing else in the life, or at least in the early days. And I think, well, I've just been out on this night out, out on that night out. Have I been obsessive? I haven't been obsessive. I've worked hard. I've done 3, 4, 5-hour days. In the past, I've done 10-hour days. And I was thinking, I'm coming green, I'm profitable, and this month probably will be profitable. But do I want to just settle for profitability? No, I don't want to just talk about leading men. I want to fucking destroy the market. And am I going to destroy the market by just doing an hour here, 2 hours there, thinking, oh, well, I'm green now, I'm profitable now, I had a profitable month, it should just fall into place? No, it doesn't fall into place. You've got to study your fucking ass off every single day, like all day, every single minute possible. And I didn't realize that, and that's my #1 takeaway from the conference. And it's like, fucking, I'm sorry, it's an apology. I didn't realize. I've slipped. But it's not gonna happen anymore. Like, fuck drinking, fuck average performances. I don't want to just make 50 bucks this month and then 50 bucks next month, or lose 50 bucks. I want to make 50 bucks this month and 500 next month. So, and that only comes from hard work and studying. So, live the dream. We will not fail. I reaffirm that. But comment 500 if you want to make 500. If you want me to make 500, and if you're still a believer or a believer. Justin Bieber works relentlessly. Pearl Jam works relentlessly. Nickelback works relentlessly. Anyone worth knowing is a fucking grafter, which is a hard worker. I'll see you later.